Really appreciate you taking the time to meet with me again. This is our third coaching session, and really quickly I wanted to review from the first two that when we met. So we met back in early October, and we identified some goals. We discussed kind of the direction that you could go based on the current reality that your classroom is in. We met again in late October. And we really began to develop strategies to help you in your classroom achieve various goals, such as increasing engagement, such as increasing your time on task, increasing your test scores on a unit basis, but then in hopes of that affecting your milestone scores. So the basic strategies that we narrowed it down to were backward design and universal design. So we felt that if we used backward design, that would really help you plan more for each individual lesson to meet the standards, but then also to be able to make sure all the information that's going to be on the test is covered. And then universal design so that you can engage and meet the needs of a variety of learners within your classroom, to provide openness and to really empower your students to work within the confines of the content without feeling as if they're forced into a certain box and have to do just what it is that you're requesting, to have some choice there. So I'd like for you to take a minute and talk to me about how you've been able to meet or reach towards some goals, and how universal design and backward design have impacted instruction in your room.
Well, I think backward design has really allowed me to pinpoint and focus on exactly what I want to teach in each lesson. It's kind of helped me identify those things that we were talking about. It's helped to eliminate unnecessary things in the lesson. I don't waste time going over little things that maybe they don't need to know so much. It's kind of helped me prioritize, I guess would be a good way to say, exactly what I need to cover, which has made class a lot more efficient. The universal learning, I've tried several of the like the tic-tac-toe activities, giving them lots of different choices. The kids seem to love them. They get to pick exactly what they want to do, so they're much more eager to participate, and have created a lot better artifacts, really better products.
Right. So I thought the tic-tac-toe activity was great, especially being able to observe portions of that, and then we recorded your lesson on that, and we both watched it together. So talk to me about some of the changes in data that you've seen with your students.
There's definitely been an increase of test scores. I want to say there's been a 25% increase across the average between the last test and the most recent. So there has been substantial improvement. Again, I don't know if that's so much because I'm getting a better feel for the kids and how they work, or if it's because I'm using different strategies, but something's causing an increase.
Well, I'm sure it's probably a little bit of both. As a first-year teacher, you're trying to get your footing and really trying to find your way as a teacher, and just with more experience, it's probably just kind of natural progression. But then also, I think the data that we see shows there's been improvements in your instruction as well. I mean, you're looking at a 36% increase in time on task across the board in the room, which I think is a very large jump, and I think that's something for you to be really proud of. There's a 23% increase in engagement that we've noted based on your observation and based on viewing the lesson through the video. And I think those are things that you should really be proud of. Here. All right, so looking at the checklist here, after watching the video and me coming in and observing, we both agreed that you had accomplished the majority of the things that were on your checklist. We actually identified 7 of the 8 things that were on our checklist. Tell me this, what did you feel like throughout the unit and since our last coaching session, what did you do really well?
I feel like I did a good job identifying themes and unpacking standards. Because using that backwards design really helped. Because I know, like I said, I know exactly what I need to aim toward.
Yeah.
That's gone really well. I think I've done a good job differentiating learning, using the universal design and personalizing learning. I think all of those have gone really well.
Okay, so then what are some of the challenges maybe that you face that I can support you in moving forward?
I think just promoting student inquiry was the only thing I could check off the list. And I think I could use some more strategies or some ways to do that.
Okay.
I found myself struggling to, I guess, find ways to utilize that in a lot of my lessons. Like I found a few examples online, but it doesn't cover a lot of the topics that I'll have to cover.
Right.
So I'm going to need some help coming up with some ideas or
Right.
looking for resources there.
Right. And so you just need something specific to your content.
Right.
Right. Yeah, and that's no problem. It's just going to take a little bit of time, and we can definitely hammer some details down on that. Overall, what did you feel like was the direction using a lot of these strategies in the room? How do you feel about the direction towards your goals?
Well, I think everything went well, and I think we made a lot of progress. Because I think I got to try a lot of new things. The students got to try a lot of new things, and we both kind of learned what works and what doesn't for me and for them. But I think there's been, obviously the data shows that there's improvement. I think that's something that we need to continue working with and working toward.
Do you feel like coaching is gonna, if you receive coaching in the future, it's gonna continue to help?
I believe so. Just having another mind to look at things and somebody to talk to about my issues, I think it's very beneficial. Because being a first year teacher can be frustrating at times. So it always helps to have an experienced teacher there to be there to, if nothing else, listen.
So, no doubt, I probably wouldn't have made it without the mentors that I had, and I'm here to help you in any way possible. Tell me this, looking at the checklist and really kind of having the experience of working through this checklist and now having an opportunity to kind of reflect back on that checklist, is there anything in these 8 steps that that you would like to subtract or maybe adjust or maybe even add something in that can help you go to the next step in your evolution as a teacher?
I think it's a good checklist. I think it covers everything I need, and I think the things that I've checked off have been very beneficial. They've shown improvement. I just think I need to finish that last thing on the list. I need to work on promoting student inquiry.
Right. Well, I hope that you understand. It's a process, and you're not going to just wake up tomorrow and be, the greatest teacher on the planet. It's all going to be a step-by-step process. And my job, and my goal is to just help you, move forward in reaching your goals as a teacher. All right. So Noah, let's take a moment. Let's plan our next steps. So I'm committed to trying to help you continue to advance and grow as a teacher. So what do you think are the next steps that we can take to help you reach your end goal?
I think I would like to continue to meet every few weeks, just to keep you as a consistent resource, somebody to talk to, and also if I could continue to model the strategies in front of you. It's like at least when I come across something new that I haven't tried, that way I have somebody from the outside looking in tell me if it's a bust or if I need to use it or try something else. But just like I said, having those outside eyes, I think is really, really helpful.
Well, I'm more than willing to help you, with anything that you need, and I hope that you know that already. And any assistance that you need, just a few doors down, just come talk to me anytime. But I really appreciate your time, and I'm really excited to see your growth as a teacher.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.